What's going on, guys? So, I took a short position today, and I just wanted to inform you on it. It was actually a trade that began as a long and became a short position as I saw the resistance forming at the VWAP. So, what this was a dip trade. I bought the dip off of the open. So, I was watching this thing pre-market, as you can see it here. And what it was doing was, it was up almost 200% at this point. At $4, it was starting to form a top here at over $4. There was a lot of resistance, so it would pop up and then it would get knocked back down, forming these kind of areas of resistance just above the $4 mark. So at the open, I was watching it for a potential long. So as it kind of broke the VWAP here, I was looking at it as for a long, and I was like, this thing looks interesting if it can break those pre-market levels, kind of just over the $4 mark, 405, 410, and then it broke that level, and you can see here it just couldn't hold up. It was trying to break that pre-market resistance. It did, but then immediately flushed back down, tried to pop again, but you can see these kind of doji candles here. There's just a ton of resistance here at the top above in the 410 kind of area. There's just a ton of resistance, a ton of sellers there. So it shot back down below the VWAP, and at this point I was thinking, okay, maybe I can take a quick dip trade for a long, because I was kind of long biased out the gates. It had a pretty decent catalyst. It was looking kind of interesting. The catalyst on it today was related to, I think, what the hell was it today? They announced a launching of their DuraSled barcode scanner sled for mobile device protector, Xcover Pro. So they essentially released this new DuraSled device, which allows for charging devices used in goods delivery and fulfillment centers. So that was the catalyst this morning, which was shooting this thing up almost 200% pre-market. And as I said, I was kind of long biased out the gate, and so when I was watching it, it started to form the resistance just above the $4 mark. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to take a dip trade here. It dipped down to about $3.50, started bouncing off the $3.50 area here, and I started to think about taking a trade. So this the first candle to make the first kind of red to green move here, which is the first candle to be green. This is 1 minute. These are 1 minute candles here. I took the trade because I wanted to take a dip trade off of 350. I figured 350 was a good area, kind of those half and whole dollar areas that usually form decent resistance, at least for a dip. I wasn't going to be holding this. I was just trying to catch like a quick 15-20 cents, and that's essentially what happened. So you can see here, I put in my order at 350, got filled at 354.98, and I held it for about 5 minutes, and just as it popped up here, hit 370, I sold market. So I got filled at 366. I just knew it was not going to stay there for very long, which it did not. So I just wanted to get out, lock in my profits, and take that quick trade, because I didn't really want to hold this thing for a long time, as I see resistance forming at the VWAP, because as soon as it started to pop up here towards the VWAP, it's either going to break the VWAP and continue higher, or it's going to hit resistance and it's going to flush. And so I saw this, these levels were not very, there was not getting a lot of support. There was starting to see a lot of resistance towards the VWAP, so I sold, and I started to think about taking a long position, but I was still waiting to see what it was going to do around this VWAP. As you can see, it tested the VWAP again, and after this second test and immediate rejection, I was starting to form a short bias on the stock. So this is kind of the way I look at it. I'm not either long or short biased in any particular moment. It comes down to what the stock wants to show me and how it wants to kind of handle the VWAP and what the small moving average is telling me. This is all coming down to reading the charts, and this is what I basically base my decisions going long or going short. It's not whether I really love a stock or I really think a stock is shit. It doesn't matter. None of those things really matter. The only thing that really matters is what the stock is trying to tell me and what the chart is trying to tell me, and that is how I form my trade. So as soon as it could not break the VWAP towards the long side, I got short. So this here, you can see it cannot, starts stair stepping down. Immediately I started to think about taking a short. I was even thinking of shorting kind of more in the 390s area, but I just kind of wasn't sure, because if it is able to hold these levels above the VWAP for any significant period of time, it will start to run. I'd be looking at it for a quick long, and that's the way you got to think about the VWAP. It's a form of support or resistance, depending on whether it can form below or whether it can break it and start forming new highs. So in this case, like I said, it could not break the VWAP. It tried numerous times and then immediately started to flush down. So I started to think short biased in these areas, started to look at the 390 area up here as a short, and then again at the 350 level. So I couldn't get any fills in this area here, so immediately I waited for it to pop back up to this 335, 340 area, and it hit 335. So I put in my order, got filled 335 for the short side, and then I held, hoping for flushed $3, and as you can see, it kind of immediately started to stair step down, and did that until it bounced off of $3 here and then kind of flushed back up and then came back down. So as soon as I saw it starting to form resistance at the $3 mark, and there started to be support here at $3 towards the $3 kind of whole dollar area, I just got out. So I sold here at 305. Well, I should say I covered my short position, and I just took my profits and I kind of called it a day. Because although I still was looking at this and was like, oh crap, it's at going up to 325, almost immediately after I sold, it shot back up, and then I was like, oh, maybe I can short it again here at 325, because as I said, as long as it can stay below the VWAP, as long as it doesn't break this VWAP here, then you pretty much are guaranteed some downward momentum. And then as soon as you enter this trade up here at the 325 level, you can start using the VWAP as a stop. So this 340 area becomes your stop. It gives you like quick 5-7%, and that's usually how I like to enter a trade, is just to give me that confidence level where I have the VWAP as a stop, or I have some sort of whole dollar mark where I can look at it as a stop, just in case things start going sideways. Anyway, so that was the trade today. As I said, I took a long immediately out of the gate here on SCKT, Socket Mobile. It had a catalyst, as I had mentioned, providing their batteries or some sort of charging service, and I was immediately long biased, took the long 355, got filled at 366, about 11 cents there, and then I immediately started to look towards the short side as soon as I saw it couldn't break the VWAP. So then I shorted it around the 335s and got filled, or I should say covered, around the 305 level. And that was my trades for today. I don't like to stick around too long. I usually like to just get in, get out, take my profits, and kind of call it a day. I got other things I got to do, working on my book and just kind of different things I'm doing in my life. So that's kind of that. I'm probably going to make another video here in a few minutes about Tesla and a few lithium stocks, and gold and silver is obviously doing very well right now, showing that we might be looking at a recession coming up in the markets. Let's talk about this in another video, but for now, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for another video.